Six Reg Auto Shop. Today I'm here to talk about horsepower. You can see mostly with Lexus cars. So I'm going to show you how horsepower is generated and how you create more horsepower. This is a supercharged engine, and this basically sucks the air in and rams the air in by itself. Different from a regular car which sucks the air in as you press the pedal. But so this it sucks. Yeah, it uses intake air, and it basically forces the air into the engine, which gives it a lot more horsepower. And makes it work out.
So what's the difference between this engine and this one over here?
This engine, as you drive, it sucks the air in. It sucks the air in as you drive and press the accelerator. But it doesn't ram it in like how that one does. It does it as you drive and you press the acceleration. So this fuel and air, it compresses together and it makes an explosion in the engine, the cylinders. So as you see here, the cylinder is moving. That is it. That's the compression. Yeah, that's the piston, and that's the air. That's the air.
Now, you ready?
Yeah.
Start it up.
This is the explosion in the engine. This is the explosion in the engine between the fuel and the air mixing together. You ready?
And you hear the combustion because the plug is missing. The plug is out right now.
And the plug is out, so you don't hear. So you hear all of it. So you hear the cylinders and the combustion.
Rev it up.
So that is the combustion of air and fuel mixed together in the engine. So the piston just sucks in air through the intake, and it mixes with fuel. It compresses with fuel, and that goes down into the pistons, which gives it an explosion, and that gives you horsepower. And now I'm going to show you how. I want to show you the spark between the spark and the engine. That was the whole process of the air and the fuel mixing together to get an explosion in the engine, which gives you horsepower. This is the air filter. This is a part of the intake, and this stops all of the leaks from getting into the engine, like leaves and dust and whatnot. And if this sucks all the air into the engine, and less air, less horsepower, more air, more horsepower. If you have no air at all, the car will shut off. And as you rev the engine like this, that sucks the air in here, and that mixes with the fuel, and that pushes the pistons and makes an explosion in the engine. But there is no air, it shuts off the engine like that because there's no mixture, nothing, it's not flowing right. And if you can't breathe, then same thing will happen. You will pass out. So a car needs air to mix with the fuel and make an explosion in the cylinders.
So basically you're saying the more air you have, the more horsepower,
Yes.
and the colder air? Is that what you're trying to say?
Yeah.
Okay. So basically, once this is clean, once there's no debris,
More horsepower goes into that. More air goes into the engine,
And that
gives you
create-
more horsepower.
okay.
A normal engine, it sucks in air as you drive, as you press the acceleration. But a supercharged engine, as you saw before, it forces air into the engine, into the pistons as you drive, which gives it a lot more horsepower because it's forcing more into the pistons, which is giving more explosions and more explosions. And that basically more horsepower than you have in a regular car.